Hi guys, have you been in a situation where you want to market something on Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform you want to use, but then you don't want to pay a UGC creator or you just don't want to do the UGC yourself? Well, I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm basically gonna make a video for this random protein powder I had in my house. So let's get going.
Okay, so I used to struggle so hard finding a protein powder that actually tastes good and has what I need. Then I found this jumbo whey protein, and honestly, game changer. Look at this, 21 grams of protein per serving, and it makes 10 shakes. Perfect for before, during, or after workouts. And the chocolate flavor actually tastes like chocolate, not that weird artificial stuff. You know what I mean? If you if you have been looking for a solid protein powder, you can click the link below to get some for yourself.
All right, let's get going. As you can see, I test a little bit with a bottle of water, orange juice, and then a book. I'm just gonna grab the image from here, paste it here, and then I'm gonna write something like create an engaging advertisement for this protein powder, if I can spell powder correctly. Okay, I'm gonna send it, and now if we go here, you can see that execution started. All right, so I know this one might look confusing and look like a mess, but I'm gonna explain everything. I'm just gonna start with, we basically have 5 modules right now. The first one is receiving the image and then analyzing it. Also your text. Then the second one is going to generate the image. The third one is going to generate the video. Actually, here it should say video. Then we're gonna merge all those videos because we're going to get between 3 and 6 videos from here, and then we're gonna merge them together. And after that, we're just gonna send it. So I'm gonna rebuild the whole system, well, from scratch, showing to you exactly what you need to do so you can follow. All right, so let's start with receive and analyze. I'm just gonna move this whole thing here. It's a bit cleaner. We're gonna build it from start. Basically, for the beginning, you're gonna need a Telegram trigger. You can basically click here, type Telegram, and then here, and then type send a message or send a text message. Okay, let's start. Then what we need to do is we need to go to Telegram again. You're gonna go to search, type bot feather. All right, so to create a new bot, you click on the message and then type slash new, and then you're gonna see new bot. You click on it, then you need to choose the name for the bot. Right now I'm gonna type something like demo YouTube ads. And then once that's done, you need to basically type the same thing following by bot. It needs to end at bot, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, so the username is invalid for some reason. Let me try to change to that. Okay, so it worked. As you can see, you get the link to the bot. You also get the API. You're gonna need that, so just click on it, copy it. You're gonna come here, and as you can see, I have like 20 different bots, but I'm gonna make one more. I'm gonna call it YouTube demo ads. I'm gonna paste the API here. As you can see, that's all setup you need for Telegram. Actually, I got the wrong node, so you go back. The good thing is that the credentials are safe, so we didn't lose anything. And we're gonna find one on message. The credential is already here. Then next, actually, let me show you what we're gonna receive. An issue that you might face is that you can't really test the Telegram trigger and have an active workflow. So I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna deactivate it, and I'm gonna look or wait for a message. I'm gonna go to the bot, say start, but right now, to make it better, we actually As you can see, to actually make it better, we're gonna send one more message, and this time we're gonna send an image. I just made a screenshot, sign it here, and we also need some sort of caption. Okay. We got the file and we got the caption somewhere around here. All right, now because we got a bunch of data here, we got a bunch of files. Telegram sends the same file with a lot of resolutions. As you can see, the file size here is like quite small compared to this one, but it's the same exact picture, which you're gonna see in a second. That's why we need to split it, and we're gonna find the photos. You can also pin the first node, so you don't need to send a different message every time. You can just right click and then pin. After that, you're gonna limit, or you can also use filter, but this one is the easiest one. I'm gonna use the latest so we get the largest image possible. Execute, and then we're gonna get the largest image. Then you're gonna need the set, because we're gonna need the API that we got for a second ago. I'm just gonna copy it again, and I'm gonna name it bot ID. It's not only the bot ID, it's like the whole is the bot ID plus the API key, but that doesn't matter. So let me name it to bot ID. Oh. And then what we need to do is we need to get the image so we can send it here. Now we basically need to get the URL of the image. We can also use a binary file, but because we're gonna use the image further down the line, so it's better to use it this way. Otherwise, we need to download the file twice. Okay, let's see. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna copy this one. You can also use ChatGPT to basically screenshot this one and paste it, and you're gonna see the exact same thing. Okay, now we need an HTTP request, which is get. Okay, I wasn't really recording. So what we're gonna do is add an HTTP request, get a get request by default, and we just need to paste well, this URL here. We don't have any data right now, but we're gonna have in a second. I'm gonna remove that, also this one. You can basically type it out or go take a screenshot and then go to ChatGPT, ask, hey, can you give me this link? And it's gonna give it to you. But right now, we need to get the bot ID. We're gonna click an expression here. We're gonna change this one from fixed to expression, because then we need to drag and then drop the bot ID or the bot API just after the bot. And then now we need to reference the image here. So we're gonna go to the limit node, and we're gonna use the file ID. Now when I click the execute step, I should get the file, and we actually need the file path for later. All right, now we need to analyze the image. I'm gonna go and add an open AI node, find the analyze image node, and then I'm just going to copy the prompt for here. You can again take a screenshot and then paste in ChatGPT, ask it to give it to you. I'm also gonna use for OLED test. Yeah, you can take a screenshot right now. Don't forget to add your OpenAI credits. Super easy, you can just Google it. And now what we have to do is basically copy this link, paste it here. So to ChatGPT, screenshot this one, and then ask it to give it to you. Now basically what we need to do is we need to go back to the bot ID and reference it here. And then also we need to reference the file path after it. So it's api.telegram.org files bot, then the bot's API slash, and then the file path. Okay, so I forgot that I sent like a simple screenshot here, so I had to send this image again. And now we need to... Okay, now we're gonna analyze the image. Might take a second. Alright, let's see if it's correct. Silver and gray punch, whey protein, that seems correct. Alright, so we're done with this part we already received and analyzed the image. And now we need to go to the second one. So the second one is to actually generate the image. I'm gonna put it right here. As you can see, we have our first AI agent. So I'm just going to click here and type AI agent. I'm just gonna change this one to define below, and I'm gonna add a system prompt. Okay, now we need to add the chat model. We're gonna use the one from Anthropics. We're gonna use Sonnet 4.5 because this one is the best for this particular use case. Okay, now we need to add some more tool, which is the thinking tool. We're gonna use the default one. And then we're going to basically copy the instructions for the prompt. I'm gonna make them visible in a second. Okay. So those are the instructions. We basically reference the instructions from the caption here, which right now is not available, I believe. Okay, so let me send it again. I'm gonna copy it, paste it, and then boom. Okay. Okay, let's try again. By the way, if you're still following, good job. We're basically halfway there. Alright, so I just sent another message, and now we have also captions. So I'm just going to go here, go to Telegram, and then go to the very bottom, and I'm gonna basically drag and drop. Now we have the captions, we have the user instructions. This is the example that you're gonna send. Like this is this example. Have a girl on, say, whatever, and then we're gonna send that to the agent so it can make the video. We're also in the pro description, and that's about it for the prompt, for the user prompt. For the system prompt, we're basically all telling you what to do and how to do it. You can of course take a screenshot, go to ChatGPT and paste again. Okay, think we're almost done on this part, and now we're gonna need an HTTP request that's going to send a request to make the video. So we're gonna type create a video, never mind, create an image. And from here you have two choices. You can just either follow what they do, or you can go to this platform. It's called Key AI. Well, here you can use, for example, VO3. You can access it, or you can access Sora. We're also gonna use it to generate the image, and for that we're gonna use Nano Banana by Google. It loads. Here you basically have like a playground, or you can use the API. For this one, we're gonna use the API. To be honest, like, it's not super hard, so you're gonna be able to follow. Yeah, I'm gonna also leave a link for the other in the video. Alright, so once you go to this platform, you're gonna need to log in, make an account, then go to API keys and create an API key. You can call it whatever you want. and you're gonna copy it and save it somewhere because you're gonna need it in a bit. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one because I don't want somebody to use it basically. Anyway, so you're gonna create here a new HTTP request. Then basically I'm gonna copy this one. Needs to be a post request, by the way. And then I'm gonna show in a second how to send this header. But first we're gonna do with the body. Just copy it. I'm gonna go here, send the body. We're gonna use JSON. We're gonna paste here. And we are almost done. And now we need to set up the authentication. I already have it, but I'm gonna set it up once more. We're gonna go here, then click on generic, then click on header out, and then add a new one, demo. Here you need to type authorize. Oh, right. Jesus. Just like that. Then type bearer, space, and then go back. Oh, make an API key. Copy it and paste here. That's all. Okay, small change. You need to type authorization instead of authorize. And then it's gonna be right. Okay, then you go back. We can basically test it actually. Because don't want to analyze everything again, I'm just gonna pin it with P. And then I'm gonna pin this one as well. But I'm actually gonna change the caption. What do I want? Create and engaging ad for this protein powder. Okay. If you're wondering what I was doing, basically we received information here through trigger, right? But in any pen, you can always doctor the information. So I basically changed the caption that I sent in the beginning. But then when I'm gonna run the test, okay, it's working. It's thinking a little bit. Okay, now we have the prompt, and now we're gonna send this prompt. Actually, I'm gonna pin it. We're gonna send this prompt to the create an image node. So what we have here, we have the callback URL, which we're gonna use in a second. I'm gonna explain it in a second. We have the prompt, which you can see here. And now we need to also show the image. Basically, I'm gonna remove all that. Go back where they use it. I'm gonna come back here. Copy the whole thing. Never mind, it's not gonna work. Okay. Just gonna go back here. Okay, it's almost working. Now I need to get the file path from right here. So now what we're gonna do is basically we're going to send this image, this one, in combination with this prompt to this platform. And if you want to see, we're gonna get something like that. Oh yeah, we're gonna get something like that. Okay. Now we're gonna run it. Actually, no, it's better to build the whole thing. Trace this module. And I'm gonna add a wait node. I'm gonna make it to continue with the workflow after a webhook call. And basically how it works is that when the workflow starts, it creates like a callback URL, and we're gonna reference this callback URL right here with this expression. So basically the platform is going to send us a call when it's done with processing this specific task. And to make sure that we're not waiting too much, because sometimes it happens so the platform won't send the callback, we're gonna send a maximum interval of, let's say, 60 seconds. And also we need to change the HTTP method to post, because that's what we're gonna receive basically. And now we need to have one more request to actually get the whole image, and we're gonna leave it to get. We're gonna basically copy this one, and by the way, if you want to get the whole documentation for this platform, you can go to model market, go to, let's say right now, Nano Banana. How is Google naming their freaking models? Anyway, you go to, right now we're gonna use Nano Banana edit, and then you're gonna go to API. Here you can see all the API examples. For example, actually, let's do it through here. We're gonna go to query task, and we have an example. We're gonna use CURL because we can just copy it and then basically paste it here, and it's going to import the request. We don't really need the header out because we already authenticated through here, and it's also safer basically. I'm gonna use this one. Let me just change this one as well, because I'm gonna delete in a second. And now we need the task ID. The task ID we're gonna get in a minute though. Let's just delete, because otherwise you're gonna get an error. And do we need to change anything else? Nope, seems right. Oh, never mind, I forgot to pin it. Okay, I'm gonna send it again. So execute, wait for execution, copy the image, copy this one, paste the image. Let's take the platform. If you go back, if you go to logs, there should be one running. And from here, you're gonna see that we received a call to 200, which means basically successful, a message, and data. We're gonna need the task ID to actually get the image afterwards. And it seems like it's done. Let me refresh and check. Oh, it's failure. Okay, sometimes it happens with this one. I'm just gonna, I guess, try again. Actually, before that, I'm just going to map this one. Okay, so we just drag and drop the task ID, and we're gonna try again. Fuck, I forgot to message it again. Can I just forward to demo? I'm not sure that that's gonna work. Alright, this time I'm gonna pin it. Now we send a request. Hopefully it's running. Oh, never mind, I was looking at the other one. Seems like we got the image. And now we're gonna need this one. Let me just check. So that's the image we're gonna use. Rename it to get image. And here basically I have on two if nodes, because sometimes we get a message, for example, we don't have enough credits, or the image violates the terms and service of Google. Basically, Google doesn't like what you want to create, and then you're gonna get an error message. You can skip this one, but if you want to make the automation better and sturdier, you should include this one as well. Then I'm gonna add an if node. Let me check how I set it up here. So basically, I made it so if this field here, which seems like a string, is not empty, then it's gonna go to the true branch, and then we can continue. If not, it's gonna go to another if node, which is going to check if there is an error message. Right now we don't have an error message, so I don't have anything to reference. But if you just type this one and then exists, I believe, let me check. Yeah, exists, and it's a string. Yes, if it exists, it's going to go and send a Telegram message. Send a message with the error. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, I'm just gonna copy the message here. Now that's how basically you reference. Right now we don't have an error, so I have nothing to reference. And we're gonna also need the chat ID here, so we know who to send it to. Alright, so that's that basically with this module. Oh yeah, also, if none of those is true, it means that for whatever reason, continued too soon, so we need to come again and wait again for either the webhook call or for the time that's here to stop, and so we can continue with getting the image. Alright, so seems like we're basically halfway there. Now we're gonna continue to part 3, which is the generation of the video. Gonna move it here. Fuck it. And now we're gonna need an AI agent. Move this one here. Oh wait, never mind. We had one more part. We need to set field. And here we're gonna set the clean image of the URL, so it's easier for reference for next time. Clean image URL. And the reason we're doing that is because image URL. So the reason we're doing that is because if we just drag and drop this image here, we're gonna get this result, and it's kind of a mess, to be honest. So instead, we want to get only the image URL. For that, we're gonna use, or basically an expression, we're gonna parse this expression, which means that we're going to extract only this image URL. You don't need to know the specifics, you just need to copy this exact thing and then paste here. It doesn't really matter how you name this one because you're gonna reference later anyway. Alright, so a blooper. I basically added the image, and then I think I added the waiting note, so this was not really referenced correctly. I went through this loop 27 times, like really quick. But anyway, the way I fixed is basically I removed this one. I went back to create an image and then task ID. And just so you know, if you want to work in automations, if you want to do this one, you're gonna get through those issues fairly often. You're going to, well, fuck up a lot of times, where you're going to need to go through iterations, maybe 100, 200 times to create a workflow. This is not really a simple workflow. It's, let's say, medium complex to workflow, but still you're gonna need to go through a lot of iterations, and you're gonna need to spend a lot of time to actually build something from scratch. Even if it's not from scratch, even if you have like a general idea how to do it, you're gonna go through those type of issues a lot. But anyway, let's continue. Before I removed also the if. Let me add it again. Try again. Okay. So now we should have the cleaned URL here. Alright, we are done with this part. Now we need to add another AI agent node. Change this one to define below. Add a system message. Here you can basically do two things. You can either add another chat model if you want to, or you can just connect this one together and they're going to use the same chat model. We also need to add the thinking. You can do the same. And the difference between this one, the first one, and the second one, actually, let me rename them. Image prompt generator. And then video prompt generator. The difference between those two is that here we need to actually request a specific format, because right now for this one we get a JSON that's like that. It's basically one string of text. And what we're gonna need for the second one is a different type of JSON that is structured in a way that we can use it further down the workflow, which you're gonna see in a second what I mean. So basically I'm going to just copy the prompts. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna make them visible in a second. Okay, so the prompt is this one. We're just gonna reference the instructions and the reference image captions. Okay, so here are the instructions or the captions, and then the reference image we're gonna get from the analyze image node. And this is the system prompt. Basically, it says what format I want, in what way, and this is the format we're gonna receive. So basically like scene 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the future we can reference each scene separately because each video has a maximum of about I believe 8 seconds for VO3. Anyway, let me actually let you copy the prompt. Okay. Yeah, also we need to copy the structured parser. We're gonna use define JSON below. And we're gonna copy the structure from here. You can again copy it using ChatGPT, and then we're gonna allow autofix format because sometimes the AI gets confused and then it needs to retry to output the right format. Basically, the autofix parser use like a secondary AI to help it. But anyway, we're gonna connect it to the same Anthropics node. You can of course use something else, but Anthropics right now is the best for this particular purpose. Once we get the video prompt, we're gonna again use an HTTP request to send a request to generate the image. Okay, we're going to copy everything. And the good thing about saving your authentications is that you can use them again and again as many times as you need to. It's and the body. I'm gonna use JSON. I'm gonna go here, copy the whole JSON. You're gonna rename it to create video. Oh, it should actually request a video, but anyway. Okay, so we can get JSON. Here we're gonna reference the image that was created by the previous one. So we're just gonna go here. No, actually, that's why we cleaned the image. So we're gonna, oh, okay, I think I deleted all the brackets by mistake. And we're gonna use VO3 fast, and we're gonna have a 9:16 ratio. If you don't know, 9:16 is basically like a reel, for like Instagram reel. Anyway, yeah, so actually let me stop this one and check what we're gonna get here. Just because it's going to send like 6 videos for generation, and they're not super cheap, but they're not super expensive. There's no point in just sending random data and losing money. So first we're gonna see what we're gonna receive here, and then we're going to actually send data. Okay, we got some data, and that's what that's that's what I was referring to in the beginning. You can basically now use each of these scenes separately. You can refer them separately. So for example, if I go here, I need to connect it now. I need to put the prompt here, right? So I'm just going to drag and drop this one, and it's going to send each scene separately to the create the video HTTP request. So we're gonna get right now 4 different video requests. All right, let me pin this one as well and check it out. JSON parameters aren't working. All right, so I spent like 20 minutes figuring out why this shit not working, why this one is working. Apparently, when I was changing this whole structure, I somehow deleted the split node, and that's why it's not working. Okay, so basically, right now we need to split the scenes, so we get each scene separately, and then we reference that into the create node. I know it seems like super trivial, but if you go through the automation route, you're gonna encounter that a lot. The way I set it up here is like you wait for 30 seconds and then check If the amount of input and output are the same, then we continue. But to be honest, like a safer way to do it is just to wait, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Or actually even more, because we're gonna generate a lot of videos, let's say 8 minutes. Of course, you can use this if. So basically, what it's doing here is that if the amount of output of this node is equal to the amount of output of this node, then it's gonna continue. But to simplify it, we're just gonna do it this way. Basically, what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna copy this exact one from before. You also have it. We're just gonna paste here. Let's make sure that everything here is right. Seems good. Yeah, we can include the callback, but anyway. Okay, so we're going to start it. Okay, so JSON is not valid. So I'm not sure where I recorded. Basically, we got an error here saying that the JSON parameter needs to be valid, and that most probably happened because in this text here we have quotation, and to remove that we can either stringify it or tell the AI to not include or quotes. Now we're gonna try with the stringify right now. You don't really need to know how to do it. You can just go to Claude, type stringify this anything expression, then type the expression that we got from right here, and then it's gonna do it for you. I have the max plan right now, but you can also use the free plan. It's gonna get the job done. Anyway, I'm gonna copy it now and then paste it here, and now hopefully it's gonna work. If not, you can just ask the AI to not include any quotations again as an extra rule. It doesn't work, so we're gonna ask the AI to not include one more. Never use single quotes. Save it. Let's unpin the agent and try again. Let's see the platform that I made basically for this particular automation. And actually, while we're waiting at the end, I'm gonna show you a bit of vibe coding maybe. Even simpler, I might even give you access to the platform that I made, totally free of charge. Because at the end, we need to merge the videos as I showed you. Or it is done. As I showed you right here, we need to merge the videos. But anyway, let's continue. So we have a change, but still not really working. Item 0. Let me check. Okay, let's pin this one again. Okay, so we have our wrong JSON again. Let me check. I don't wanna check the whole thing. I might have saw where the issue is right now. Every time. Anyway, let's try again. And now it's working. And we're gonna wait for 8 minutes. While we're waiting, I'm gonna show you this one. So I made the school community. I'm basically going to dump all my resources there little by little. So if you want to actually speak with me, you can join this community here. If you join and tell me that you came from this channel, I'm gonna send you this template as well. But if you want to find just a template, I'm gonna dump everything here. I'm just gonna make it like a resource hub. It's basically, is it free? No, it's like one per month. Obviously, I'm not gonna become a millionaire from this one, but I don't want any bots or people that promote their own stuff. So I'm gonna leave a link here, and if you want to actually speak with me, get some advice, you can join this community here. Anyway, let's go back to the video. Alright, so we're still waiting, but let me just show what's happening on the background in the Kia app. Basically here, you can see that we just sent how many requests? We just sent 1, 2, 3, 4 requests, and if this thing here gets off, I can see the rest. Alright, my browser froze. Hopefully it's still recording, so I'm just gonna skip the process of waiting. I'm gonna basically pin this one, stop it, and start it again, because I don't really want to wait the other 5 minutes. And if we can see, it took us about, let's say, 5 minutes to generate all the videos. Oh wait, we need to disable this one. And the wait is 8 minutes, so okay. Now we got the videos, we can even go to, let's say, this. Never mind. We forgot to set up this one. Actually, we couldn't. So now what we need to do is just use a task ID, and we should be able to get them now. Okay. Okay, let's see where we made the mistake. Alright, so the actual URL should be this one. Okay, now we get the videos. Okay, let's check one. Okay, I need to download it, I guess.
Okay, so I used to struggle so hard finding a protein powder that actually tastes good and has what I need.
Oh, not too bad, honestly. It's not like one-to-one because, let me show you. Like this thing here on the top is like a little bit different compared to what you can see on the screen. But I would say it's like, it's 90% there, honestly. Yeah, it's definitely 90% there. But anyway, so we got the videos, now we need to merge them. We can use like a bunch of platforms to merge the videos, but I was thinking like, why don't I just make myself a platform and use it? So basically I made a simple platform that's going to merge all the videos together and then pop up with one video on the end. Alright, back at it. Basically we're 80% done. Well, at least with the automation. What we're gonna need to do now is do the merging. Basically, right now we get 5 items out of this node here. To make it a bit more visual, let's say that we have 5 items going to look like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then what we want to do is like to combine all this into one. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the aggregate node. And we are going to use the result URL. Never mind, 1 second. Alright, so as you can see, we got this JavaScript, which basically what it does is it changes the output a little bit. Actually, when I think about it, maybe we could have done it also here. No, we couldn't. But anyway, it changes the output a little bit, so now it says videos, and then the result instead of results URL, then results. Because I vibe coded or coded with AI this software, I could have just left it like that and just changed the input requirements of the software, but it works like that as well. But anyway, now we need to send an HTTP request to this one. So post request. Okay, so now if you're still here, so when I was editing this video, I actually noticed that it didn't show you how to make a repository. Basically, when you go to the deployment part, you won't see it in your GitHub. So what you need to do is get here on the link, go here, and then you'll be able to fork it. So you're gonna be able to make your own repository. Okay, so to deploy this one, we're gonna just go to Railway, deploy new project, and we're gonna use a GitHub repository. That eventually is gonna load. Actually, let's configure the app first. I'm only gonna select. Okay, so I just logged in. Apparently the app is settled, so I'm gonna refresh. Okay, it's deploying. I'm gonna come back in a second. Alright, so that's done. Maybe it took, 3 minutes. Actually, it was quite fast. Okay, let's click on the link. And then, since like it's working, but just to test, I'm gonna type /health. Okay. It's healthy, it's running for about 280 seconds, so that's that. Okay, now we need to copy this URL. Go back to N10, type it here, then type slash merge video. We're also gonna send the body, and we're gonna use JSON, and we're gonna just send the whole JSON here. Okay, let's test again. And there is an error. Invalid request. Okay, request will contain video. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, never mind. So we basically just drag and dropped it, but we need to actually remove the video part. Now let's test again. Okay, seems like it's kind of working. Let's see. We're gonna go here. Not sure if they have metric. Okay. Requests, CPU. Let's try to refresh. Oh shit. Didn't they have the... Okay, anyway, let's go back here and check it.
Okay, so I used to struggle so hard finding a protein powder that actually tastes good and has what I need. Then I found this jumbo whey protein, and honestly, game changer. Look at this, 21 grams of protein per serving, and it makes 10 shakes. Perfect for before, during, or after workouts. And the chocolate flavor actually tastes like chocolate, not that weird artificial stuff. You know what I mean? If you if you have been looking for a solid protein powder, you can click the link below to get some for yourself.
Okay, so first impression. Alright, so first impression, definitely not perfect, but I don't know, kind of good enough to be honest. Of course, you're playing more with the video generation, you're gonna get different results, but you can always do that if you go to the video generation prompt and just play with it as much as you can, as much as you want. But anyway, so we are almost done. We just got the video, and now the only thing we need to do is just send it. So we're gonna find the Telegram note. We're gonna find send the video, and we're just going to click this one so we can send a binary file. Gonna click here. Actually, no, we're gonna go to the table view, Telegram one, and then we're gonna find the chat ID. We're gonna just drag and drop it here. And right now it's not gonna work because we in the reference like way too many things. We pinned way too many things. But in actual workflow it's gonna work. We also perhaps we can either add the captions, like for example, here is a video, or we can add the captions separately, like here. For example, we're gonna use a Telegram note to send a message. Gonna find the Telegram chat ID, and then we're gonna type like done or something. And we can also remove the append anything attribution. Okay, well, that's about it. I think I'm going to leave this whole workflow in my school community, which is currently empty, but I'm gonna put it here so you can access it. Again, if you want to get on a call with me, you can either do that through joining this group with Jazz, where we basically help people automate their businesses, or just follow the video and copy everything here. Again, if you want to copy something like the prompt, you can just go to ChatGPT, take a couple of screenshots. On Mac is Command Shift and then S, I believe, and then you can copy everything like that, paste in ChatGPT, and get the prompt.